Hello everyone. Welcome back into today's session. We are going to break down three powerful tools in the AI ecosystem: LangChain, LangGraph, and LangSmith. If you are curious about building AI applications but get lost in all these buzzwords, this video is for you. By the end, you will know what each of these tools does, when to use them, and some real-life use cases. When you ask something common or readily available on internet to ChatGPT, Google Gemini, or any LLM, like what is the capital of France, you will always get the right response. However, let's imagine you are building a customer support chatbot with Gen AI and you want it to answer customer questions about your product or handle returns or even escalations to a human if needed. But here's the problem. The AI sometimes make things up. We call it hallucination. It does not remember your past interactions, and also debugging why it gave a wrong answer is a nightmare. This is where LangChain, LangGraph, and LangSmith come in. Let's see how each one solves a piece of the puzzle. LLMs are powerful, but on their own, it's like smart interns. They need structure, guidance, and supervisions. Without the right framework, your chatbot will be unreliable and frustrating for users. Models have internal knowledge that is often fixed or at least not updated frequently due to high cost of training. LLM internal knowledge has a cut-off date. This limits their ability to answer questions about current events or to provide specific domain knowledge. To add context, there are various knowledge injection techniques, and configuring RAG or retrieval augmented generation is one of them. With RAG, you can integrate knowledge sources like terms and conditions, policy documents, product details, product inventory, and other information sources with your LLM. Integration of external knowledge sources will help you eliminate hallucination and contextualize your chatbot's response. When you integrate an external knowledge base via RAG, your chatbot response generation process looks like this. First, the chatbot will search the knowledge base using the retrieval model, which will perform a semantic search in the integrated vector database. Then the retrieved information snippet along with the instructions and prompt will be passed to the generation model, which is another one LLM model, and that will generate the final response, and then final response will be passed to your user. Grounding responses in retrieved fact will help you minimize false or invented informations or hallucinations. We can talk for hours on RAG. However, let's stick to our topic. If you want to learn more about RAG, please review module 3.10 of our AWS Certified AI Practitioner Bootcamp, and the module name is Amazon Bedrock RAG and Knowledge Base Deep Dive. I'll provide the link on the video description. Now let's concentrate here. If we represent the process in a simple block diagram, the process should look like this, where we have a chain of steps, like we have the user is asking a question in a chat interface. Then there is a retrieval system which is going to get the information from the relevant documents. Then there is a generation model or LLM which is generating the answer. To implement this step-by-step process is sometimes time consuming. LangChain lets you connect your chatbot to your knowledge bases, databases, or even external APIs easily. LangChain is a framework that helps you connect large language models with data sources and other tools. Instead of writing tons of custom codes, you can chain together steps like: first, we'll define the system prompt, then we can retrieve relevant documents, and then we can combine informations from different sources, followed by we can format system prompt with the retrieved context, and then we can invoke the generation model or the LLM to generate the final response. Here is an example of a simple LangChain framework, and if we see, for each and every steps in the block diagram we have discussed in our previous slide, it has a method for that. To create the system prompt, you are going to create a variable. Then when you want to define a question, you can define as a string. Then you can retrieve the relevant documents, and for that you can use retriever.invoke. You can combine the documents. There are all system defined or library classes that you can use. And using this couple of lines of code, you can really handle that complex process or the complex RAG integration with your LLM model. Now let's understand what are the use cases where you can use LangChain. You can use for chatbots that know your company data. You can also use for document question answering. You can also use for code assistant. If you want your AI to generate code for you, you can use LangChain there. For these use cases, you may have a simple chain of steps, but for most of the GenAI application, this will not be a simple straightforward process. Let's assume an agentic AI application for an e-commerce company, where the customer is inquiring for a return status. Now here, you need to design a complex workflow. The AI agent may need to check the return policy from the policy document. The AI agent may need to get the return status from an external system or invoking an external API, and then the AI agent may need to search for the refund status from some databases. In this complex orchestration workflow, the AI agent may need to look back if any answer is not good. It might need to branch into different paths depending on the context. It may need to maintain state across conversations, or maybe it need to trigger a different escalation workflow, or it may need to retry some of the steps. This is why where LangGraph comes in, and LangGraph allow you to design complex workflows with loops, branches and memories. As example use cases for LangGraph, you can use for multi-agent systems where several AI agents are working together. You can use for workflow automation. You can also use for conversational memory that does not break. Now even with LangChain and LangGraph, things can still go wrong. And how do you know why the chatbot failed? Or how do you compare two prompt strategies? That's where LangSmith shines. It's like debugging and monitoring dashboard for all your AI applications. Now let's understand these three components with a car analogy. Think of building AI app like building a car. You need the engine, the roadmap, and the dashboard to test and monitor. LangChain is the engine. It makes your AI run. LangGraph is the roadmap. It gives structure and directions to complex workflows, whereas LangSmith is the dashboard. It lets you monitor, debug, and make sure everything is working smoothly. Here is a quick snapshot of LangChain, LangGraph, and LangSmith in terms of their purpose and best uses for. LangChain is based for chaining together steps. You can use to connect LLMs with your data, tools, or RAG, and that is best fit for chatbots or prototypes. For LangGraph, this is when things get little complex or you need to handle complex workflows, branching or retry. This is best for multi-step agents. And finally, LangSmith ensures everything is reliable and production ready. The purpose of LangSmith is for debugging, monitoring, evaluation, and that is best for production applications. That was all for this video. Now you know LangChain helps you build, LangGraph helps you scale, and LangSmith helps you debug and monitor. Together they form a powerful toolkit for anyone building AI-powered application. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more microlearning courses like this. We regularly update short but effective videos on current topics, which will give you crisp and effective learning while you are on the go or scrolling through social media. Got any questions or feedback? Feel free to drop them as comments to this video. We love hearing from you. Thanks for your time. See you in the next module.